So this is it. You've done it. You made the decision. You're going to through hike the John Muir Trail, and this is the year you're going to do it. Man, you are in for the time of your life. What an amazing trail. I'm so excited for I really am. I am super excited for you. The John Muir Trail is one of the epic trails in the world, and people come from everywhere, from all over the world to hike this trail. And man, you're getting the shot. It's an opportunity. Hey, I wanted to just spend a few minutes with you just to talk about some of the key learnings that I took away when I hiked the John Muir Trail back in 2023. Now, I've hiked in the Sierras for well over 50 years. I've probably put in tens of thousands of miles walking all over those mountains. I've probably hiked the John Muir Trail several times over in different sections. And so, like I said, I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes talking about the learnings that I took away from my through hike of the John Muir Trail in 2023. Now, I'm not going to get into like what to pack. I have a video on what I packed for the John Muir Trail. You can see that here. And if, by the way, you're interested in my through hike, I mean, that's also available here as well. So I'll leave the links for you there below or wherever you're on YouTube. The first thing, and probably the most difficult thing in preparing for the John Muir Trail, is logistics. Now, parking in Yosemite Valley, over near Curry Village, or leaving a car in Mammoth Lakes, near the Mammoth Lakes Inn, or down at Whitney Portal, I'll leave a lot of that to you. It is kind of a personal thing, but it is a challenge, and I recognize that. So the other thing I'm not going to get into here in this video is resupplies. Just like with transportation, resupplies are a logistical challenge and one you really need to nail down well ahead of your trip. Now, there are a number of resupply locations on the northern half of the trail, including Reds Meadows, Tuolumne Meadows, Vermilion Valley Resort, or VVR, and Muir Trail Ranch, or MTR. But between Muir Trail Ranch and Mount Whitney, there are no resupplies on or near the trail, which means you'll need to leave the trail to head to Bishop or Independence to be able to resupply. So keep that in mind. It's a long haul from Muir Trail Ranch to Mount Whitney. For most of us, it's a week or more. So you'll either need to make sure that you send yourself in a fairly large resupply bucket at Muir Trail Ranch and make that haul, or like I said, leave the trail and pick up a resupply in one of the towns. That does add a day or two to your trip. But anyway, I'm not going to get into details around resupply here. What I do want to get into is the learnings that I picked up along my through hike of the John Muir Trail. So let's get into it. The first one is calorie deprivation. Calorie deprivation is real. You probably won't feel it in the first week, but I got to tell you, the last few days of my trip, I was feeling it. If you're packing 4,000 calories a day, which is still calorie deprivation for most of us, unless you're 100, 110 pounds, you're going to hit a wall. So keep that in mind. 4,000 calories a day, if you're able to pack between 130 to 150 calories an ounce, is still about just under 2 pounds a day. So that's 15 pounds of food if you're going for a week or thereabouts. To get through that, I really recommend you stop in the places where there is a cafe, whether that be Tuolumne Meadows, Reds Meadow, VVR, which again, I highly recommend. Calorie up, right? If you do leave the trail and you head into Bishop, calorie up. Those are great opportunities to kind of rebuild that calorie load so you don't hit a wall like I did those last few days of the trip. I've got to tell you, calorie deprivation is a real thing. I can tell you, when I was heading up Whitney, my mind was saying go, my body was saying no. So just keep that in mind. So the second thing on my list has to do with injury. And if anything is going to ruin your John Muir Trail through hike, it's going to be either injury or weather. Those are the two gotchas. And overuse injuries are also a real thing. So protect yourself. Make sure you're taking the time to rest your body where you can. I know that I had some toe problems in my second day. Then I had an IT band problem for a few days, and then both my ankles were going on me at the end. Take care of your body. Take some shorter days. Take a zero or a Nero and let your body rest so that you can regenerate and avoid some of those overuse injuries that naturally come when you're putting in 15, 16, 17 miles a day. Which takes me to my point number 3, which is take your time. This is a magnificent trail. It's the trip of a lifetime. It's a backpacker's dream, and it's just a shame to fire through it. And even 16 days that I took was probably too quick. I would have rather have taken a little bit more time to enjoy some places. There's places where I probably would have, maybe taken a day and spent a little bit more time, or at least a morning or an afternoon. So don't press it. I mean, I would say 21 days, 22 days is a good amount of time for this trail. It allows you to, hike, 10, 11, 12-mile days, and then maybe take a 0 here or there. Enjoy the trail, enjoy the beauty. You may not get another chance to do this trail. So the fourth key takeaway for me was be flexible. One of the things you'll find in the Sierras is weather is unpredictable. Afternoon thunderstorms are not unusual. In fact, they're pretty typical. And so there may be times where your afternoon may be a complete washout. You'll have to lay up and set up camp early. So, I encourage you to set up your plan and know where you're going to camp, but be flexible. If you have to lay up early, make sure that you have it built into your calendar and into your meal plan, that you can lay up early or late if you need to. And as a part of that, sometimes you come to an area where you want to camp and there's just a lot of people and you want to move on a little bit. So just like weather and campsites and things like that, just be flexible with your plan. Know where you're going to go, know your campsite locations, but be flexible to move around those locations if you need to be. Chances are you'll have to make some adjustments along the way. So my fifth key takeaway is to stop in VVR. Look, when I did the through hike, I did it in 16 days, and because of that, I blasted through there and I didn't stop in VVR. Look, I've stopped in VVR a couple of times in the past. It's a wonderful place. The people there are amazing. The food is insane. Man, the portion sizes are great. Sitting in that, cafe with the potbelly stove fire going and the coffee, oh man, I gotta tell you, VVR is a great place to stop. It's a great place to take a day out, like I said before, to rest your body, to get some calories, to meet other hikers. It's about halfway through the trip. You can sit around the fire at night, share war stories with other JMT hikers. You can get a shower. You can do your laundry. I got to tell you, VVR is definitely worth the extra time to take the ferry across the lake and rest a little bit. Maybe even take a Nero or a 0 there. So I didn't do that. It was kind of a mistake, I would say, on my part. Getting those extra calories, as I said earlier in the video, super important. And take the opportunity. So there you have it. Those are my learnings from my own JMT through hike. I hope you found them interesting. For those of you that are out there that have done the JMT before, if you've got things that I haven't thought about or learnings that you had, please share them below so that we can all learn together. And for those of you that are heading out on your first JMT through hike, oh my God, you are in for the time of your life. It's going to be epic. You're going to have the time of your life. Don't forget to bring your camera. What a beautiful trip. Anyway, as I always say, good hiking. Enjoy.